Just look at this, guys. No words needed. This is why I bought this land. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing it a little bit different, and that's because in today's video we are going to do more vlog style. My fiance and I, Allie, you'll meet her here in a little bit. We actually just got engaged, by the way. Such a blessing. We're gonna go up to our property in Lake George. I just filmed my last video there, and she was like, "Why don't we just do like a vlog style video?" I said, "You know, that's a really good idea because I've kind of just wanted to do that for a long time." Anyways, I'm in the garage here back in Castle Rock, and we're gonna go ahead and load up the 250. I have to load up my 100-gallon water tank. We have to go to Home Depot for a couple of roofing screws because I used 4x6 posts and roofing material to create this windbreak at my property because it was fairly cheap to do. It looks pretty good, actually. I'll show you a more in-depth tour of it. So we'll go up there, we'll water some trees. We might transplant some trees. The U.S. Forest Service has a transplant program where you can get like trees up to 8 foot tall for cheap, $20 a permit. So you might see us do that, and we'll give you a little in-depth tour of the property. So I hope you guys follow along. All glory to God as always, and we'll see you in a second. Okay, so obviously first things first, we got to get this little Corolla out of here. My water jug is like over there, you can't even see it. And I just want to say too, remember how we were doing tint in the other videos? I actually tinted this myself. Alex helped me, he taught me how to do it. But I think it turned out great. Anyways, let's get this thing out of here. So I have a cool little pump set up. I have this 100-gallon water tote. I attached a adapter and basically a garden hose to be able to attach a garden hose, that is. So I attached that to a little 12-volt pump that I can plug in. I also have one that I can plug into like a cigarette lighter, and then a little filter to get some of these hard, see these minerals and whatever out of it. I want clean water for my trees. I pump that into my hose, which gives me 100 feet, and then I pump it straight out like a nozzle. And this is all powered by a little electric generator. So I can use my 12-volt car thing, but I don't have to because of this. And this just charges via 110 at the house, or I have some solar panels for it. So it's a pretty cool little setup. So last time at the property, I did a little walk around. I wanted to check on the remaining trees, and I had marked all 180 tree seedlings with these pink flags. Did a little cleanup, and then I pretty much had to pull every single flag. These tree seedlings did not do so good. So I brought them back. Unfortunately, these are going in the trash now, but that is what it is. Well, we made it to the property. We're here a little bit late, so we're kind of running out of daylight, as you can see, but we'll do a quick walk around. We got the pump set up. I'll show you that real quick. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, kind of like what I was saying. Anyways, and then we have Allie over here. She's doing her little watering project. She's helping out. I'll introduce you guys to her. And we're like on our last tree right now, watering it. Say hi, Allie. Everyone meet Allie. Allie meet everyone. And then Gunner is with us again. So here's our little trees. We got them probably maybe yay high, and they've grown pretty well. So these are actually the only trees that are surviving currently. I think the lesson I learned is, number one, don't buy seedlings unless you're willing to water them every single weekend, which can get really exhausting. If anything, if you want them to survive, we have to create some sort of drip system. And my second lesson is buy more mature trees. They're definitely a little stronger, stronger willed, they're hardier. So you can see pretty much every single one of these things has survived. I don't know if you can see it from here. Yeah, you can a little bit, but they all survived. So I was pleasantly surprised to see that most of them survived, and they seem to be doing well. They're the little bases of them are really thick, and even on the blue spruces, they're creating little pine cones or little cones. I'll show you. But here's the Yeah. And so my original idea was to just try my best to plant as many seeds onto the property or trees onto the property as I can, because I got the lot for cheaper because there was no trees. As you can see though, let's see if you can see it. Right there is the tree line. And I know it looks kind of far, but it's not. It's maybe a quarter mile away from the property. So my idea was, okay, I'll save a little bit of money by buying a property that doesn't have trees, and I will plant my own. Worst case scenario, what I'll end up doing next year is coming up with a watering system. My well is going to get dug, so I can come up here, pump the water into something, and then set it on a timer. Here's a little, these are Colorado blue spruce trees. The other ones I was showing you guys are ponderosa pines, but you can see how cute they have these little cones on them. So really cool. I'm pretty happy that they are surviving. And then this is our little windbreak. I had my brother Brandon come out before he moved states just recently to create some sort of a windbreak, because out here it's really windy, especially in the summer. And we just learned that from camping quite a few times here that it kind of sucks. So we created this little windbreak. Yay. And we created it so that we can have a little more protection from the elements. I also, so funny side gig, not many people have asked for it, but I posted these benches up for sale because I made these benches here. I made those benches, put them around our fire pit that I made. It's one of those smokeless fire pits, and it works really well, actually. So we came out here, we were getting pounded with wind, and we're like, you know what, we need to do something. So there she is, and you can see nice, beautiful view behind me. It's really pretty at sunset. So right now, things we're planning on doing are as follows. So we did the driveway, check. I had a well witcher, which I really didn't believe in until I actually tried myself, but I'm not an expert. So we had a well witcher come out and basically find veins of water on the property. So you can see all these blue flags, and there's some that go, oh, let's see, all the way up over there. And then there's some at the northwest corner of the property too. Anyways, the guy came out, he did his thing with his witch hazel or copper rods. And so theoretically, I mean, he said he was like, he's only missed like 2 before. So he's done this for like 800 wells or something. And only like 2 have actually not turned out to be there to be like water. So we'll see. You know, I'm sure the pump guys know what they're doing too, so I'll get their advice. But the overall plan is somewhere right here. We'll dig our well, and we'll do that next spring, maybe over winter. I don't know if they're doing anything over the winter, but anyways, at one of these blue flags, our well will be there, and our house will be. You see where this road ends here, or Airbnb, whatever it turns out to be, right where that road ends, we're going to extend the driveway a little bit, and that's where the residence will be there. And behind that, let's see, behind it right there, that's going to be our septic. So our septic's there, our house is here, and then our well will be somewhere here or there. So the projects that we were working on today are basically these supports here. I keep defocusing. Those supports there, we didn't screw anything into the back of those. And so before I did these little support screws, when it would really blow wind up here, it would make a bunch of noise. And so I added 2 or so screws, roofing screws for the material. I added 2 screws so that when the wind would blow, it wouldn't rattle, because it was really annoying. I think the plan eventually, where this little gap is here, will create a door so that when we're camping, we have access to this side of the property and whatever we decide to do with it. The plan for this side, even though it's open right now, is going to be to do some sort of shipping container and shipping container build. I don't think it'll turn into an Airbnb, because it's going to be a pain to get permits for, but really we'll use it for storage. And then when we come out here, it might be our little outdoor kitchen, if you will. that boy is dying. And so it is what it is. And then when I get that big surprise I was talking about in our other videos, we'll come in here, we'll level out this a little bit more. It's not perfect. We did some with a skid, and then I will redo the front of our fencing. I don't know if I'll keep the T-post or if I want something a little bit more fancy, but I also want to create some sort of post, or I don't know how to describe it, but I want to create some sort of archway. Anyways, we're super blessed to be able to own this. The stars out here at night are truly amazing. I mean, you look up and you can see, oh, there's the moon. You look up and you can literally see the Milky Way. So it's so pretty. We have a couple of really cool neighbors. I've met everyone. The sunset's here, super beautiful. Looks like we're going to get a little precipitation, which is really great. That's probably why those trees were surviving. But just look at this, guys. No words needed. This is why I bought this land. I mean, the sun is making these colors just super vibrant on my screen. It's just so beautiful. We're getting our last light here before before the sun sets. There's an interesting story with this house. Very interesting. This house was built during COVID by an older guy who was basically just trying to make it his man cave. And what happened was that he passed away before it could finish. So it sat like that, plywood and all, for the last 2 years. So when I met my neighbors over here, they camp a lot on their property, they were telling me the story. Well, basically, when they finished, when the guy passed away, somebody was able to pick this property up for $33,000, and I actually confirmed it on the local MLS system. Somebody actually picked that up for $33,000. That screams fishy to me, but it's basically sat there since then, which, you know, they're gonna have to redo pretty much that whole house because it rains, it snows and whatnot up here. So I'm interested to see what happens with that. And actually, it's on the market as it sits, by the way, like that, for almost $1 million, and it's a 5-acre parcel. So we'll see what happens with that. If it sells for that much, that's a good that's a good thing for us. We forgot one tree over there. Anyways, that's that. This is where we're developing. Well, as you can see, we are running out of daylight, so we're gonna wrap up at the property. We did a couple of things. I sunk some screws in to the metal panels to avoid some shakiness that was happening and making some noise when the wind would blow through it. I also ended up adding another stabilizer brace to the bottom seams of panels. There's 3 panels laid out horizontally, so 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have to come back and add 12 more, and then we'll stain them. We'll make a weekend out of it, but it is what it is. Ali was generous enough to water the trees, which was a big help. And I'm so happy that our bigger trees are surviving. I'm going to have to create some sort of drip system here in the future. If you guys have any ideas on that or any plans, let me know. We also have a tradition of going to AJ's Pizza in Woodland Park after we visit the property. So that is where we are going to head to now. I'll give you a little tour of Woodland Park while we are there, but we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for checking out this video and watching so far. We're not done yet. And thank you so much, Ali, surprise, for helping out. We'll see you in a second. Well, we made it to Woodland Park, to AJ's Pizzeria. We'll go inside and I'll show you around a little bit. It's really good pizza and one of our favorite places to stop on the way home from the property. Yum, yum, yum. It's time to eat. Well, our bellies are full and we are sure fulfilled from working on the property today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, AJ.